In a peaceful, sunny village lived a young woman named Adaeze. She was so beautiful that people would stop whatever they were doing just to look at her. Her smooth chocolate-brown skin glowed in the sunlight, her thick braids fell beautifully down her back, and her bright eyes shined like stars in the night sky. But Adaeze was not only beautiful. She was also kind, humble, and hard-working. She was one of the best weavers in the village, making beautiful, colorful wrappers that everyone loved. People also respected her because she was known as a woman with good character. Adaeze was known as the village virgin. She believed in keeping herself pure until she found true love and got married. Many men wanted to marry her. They brought her gifts like baskets of yams, jewelry, and even goats, hoping she would choose them. But Adaeze was not interested in men who only admired her beauty or her virginity. She wanted a man who would truly love her for who she was. Meanwhile, her parents were becoming worried. Adaeze, her father would often say, "You're not getting any younger. We want to see you married and holding your own children before we become too old." Among the men who wanted to marry her was Obinna, the son of the village chief. Obinna was a successful carpenter. People respected him because of his father's position and because he made furniture for the king's palace. He spoke to Adaeze's parents and begged them to convince her to marry him. Even the chief visited Adaeze's father and said, "My daughter, Adaeze, Obinna is a good young man. Please think about his proposal. He truly wants to marry you." Out of respect for her father, Adaeze agreed to give Obinna a chance. Obinna was kind and charming, and before long, they got engaged. But as their wedding day drew closer, Adaeze began to see his true character. He kept asking her to sleep with him, saying they were already as good as married. Adaeze refused every time. But one day, because she loved him and trusted him, she finally agreed. That night, something strange happened. No matter what Obinna tried, he could not penetrate her. The pain was too much for Adaeze, and she begged him to stop. They tried again the next day, and even the day after that, but the same thing happened every time. Obinna became angry and finally showed his true colors. "I only wanted to marry you because I wanted to be the first man to have you," he said with a sneer. "What's the point if I can't even sleep with you?" Adaeze was heartbroken. She begged him to be patient, but his pride and anger were stronger than his love. He broke off the engagement and told everyone in the village about her condition. By this time, Adaeze wanted to know if what she believed about herself was really true. After Obinna left, other men came asking to date her. She decided to find out the truth by allowing each man she dated to try. The next man also failed to penetrate her. More men came after him, but none of them succeeded. Before long, news of her condition spread across the whole village, and everyone was talking about her. People called her hurtful names. Some even claimed she did not have a private part at all. Whenever she walked through the village, men pointed at her, laughed, and whispered behind her back. All of this broke Adaeze's heart. As time passed, every man in the village stayed away from her. No one came to ask for her hand in marriage anymore. The woman who was once admired by everyone was now rejected by all. Seeing their daughter in so much pain, Adaeze's parents went to the village midwife for help. The midwife examined Adaeze and confirmed that her condition was very rare. She explained that Adaeze's private part was too small, making intimacy and childbirth impossible. They tried every treatment the village medicine men suggested, but nothing worked. Even though Adaeze was deeply hurt, she put all her energy into her weaving. It became the one thing that gave her peace. She lived a quiet life, focusing on making beautiful wrappers. Her colorful designs brought happiness to her customers, even though she carried sadness in her heart. One day at the market, she met a man named Chibuzor. He was a successful trader from a nearby village who bought and sold textiles. Chibuzor had heard about Adaeze's amazing weaving skills and wanted to see her work for himself. The moment Chibuzor saw Adaeze's wrappers, he was amazed. "These are the most beautiful wrappers I've ever seen," he said sincerely. Adaeze couldn't stop herself from smiling at his kind words. They started working together, and as time passed, they became close friends. Chibuzor's cheerful nature and the respect he showed her made Adaeze feel comfortable around him. As the weeks turned into months, Chibuzor realized he had fallen in love with her. One evening, after a busy day at the market, he finally told her how he felt. "Adaeze," he said gently, "I love you. I admire your strength, your kindness, and your talent. Will you give me a chance to make you happy?" Adaeze was shocked. She had also started caring deeply for Chibuzor, but everything she had gone through made her afraid. She began avoiding him and would hide whenever she saw him coming toward her weaving shop. Chibuzor was confused and hurt, but he refused to give up. One day, he came to see her unexpectedly. "Adaeze," he said softly, "if I've done anything to hurt you, please forgive me. I only want to understand." His honest words touched her heart. She decided to open up to him, but first she asked for a little time to gather her thoughts. A few days later, Chibuzor invited her to the riverside. The sun was setting, filling the sky with beautiful shades of orange and pink. "Adaeze," he said, "you can trust me. Please tell me what's bothering you." Feeling safe with him, Adaeze told him everything. She explained her condition, the shame she had suffered, and how afraid she was of being rejected again. As she spoke, tears rolled down her cheeks. Chibuzor listened carefully, and his heart ached for her. When she finished, he gently held her hand. "Adaeze," he said, "you are more than your condition. I don't care about that. I care about you. Love isn't about what other people expect. Let me show you that we can build our own happiness together." Adaeze was deeply touched by his words. For the first time in a long time, she felt hope again. Adaeze and Chibuzor began a new chapter of their lives together. Chibuzor kept his promise and showed her love in many ways that did not depend on physical intimacy. They laughed together, shared their dreams, and spent peaceful evenings under the stars. Chibuzor always found special ways to express his love, making Adaeze feel loved, valued, and appreciated. Their relationship soon caught the attention of the villagers. The same people who had once mocked Adaeze were now surprised. How could a woman with her condition still find happiness, they wondered. Little by little, their gossip turned into admiration as they watched the love, respect, and care Chibuzor showed her every day. With Chibuzor's support, Adaeze's weaving business became even more successful. Together, they took her beautiful wrappers to nearby villages, and her colorful designs became popular everywhere they went. Adaeze became happy again, and her parents were overjoyed to see their daughter smiling once more. One day, while they were sitting by the riverside, Adaeze looked at Chibuzor and said, "You've taught me that love isn't about being perfect. It's about accepting each other and finding happiness in the little things." Chibuzor smiled, pulled her close, and replied, "And you've shown me what true strength really means." Their love story became an inspiration to everyone in the village. It taught people that happiness comes in many different ways. Adaeze and Chibuzor had been married for 2 years, and their love for each other remained strong. Chibuzor loved Adaeze with all his heart, even though she still carried the condition that weighed heavily on her mind. Even after everything, Adaeze often worried. What if one day Chibuzor gets tired of me and leaves? The thought stayed in her mind every day. She also wished she could be physically close to him and give him children. To make things worse, Chibuzor's family never accepted her. They accused her of being a witch and spread terrible rumors, saying she had killed her own children and invented her condition to hide the truth. They often came to her house to insult her until she broke down in tears. But Chibuzor always stood by her side, defending her whenever they attacked her. Even with his love and support, Adaeze still felt lonely and hopeless. One day, Adaeze sat quietly in her shop, crying. An old woman wearing worn-out clothes walked in. Adaeze quickly wiped her tears and greeted her. "Welcome, Mama. How may I help you?" The old woman smiled gently. "Thank you, my daughter. I am poor, and my granddaughter is getting married. I want to buy her a wrapper as a wedding gift. Can you please show me your cheapest ones?" Adaeze showed her a few wrappers, but the old woman's face changed when she heard the prices. She turned to leave and quietly said, "Thank you, my daughter." "Wait, Mama," Adaeze called after her. She picked up a beautiful wrapper and handed it to the old woman. "Please take this for your granddaughter. You don't have to pay anything. I wish her a happy married life." The old woman's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. She blessed Adaeze with a trembling voice. As she was about to leave, she stopped and turned back. "My daughter, I know about your condition. I have heard what people in the village are saying. I may know a way to help you, but it is a very dangerous journey." Adaeze's heart began to race. "Please, Mama, tell me." The old woman pointed toward the distant hills. Deep inside the quiet Ojiji forest stands a magical tree called the Tree of Destiny. If you drink its sap and make a wish with a pure heart, the tree will grant your wish. But the journey is not an easy one. Filled with hope, Adaeze hurried home. When Chibuzor returned, she told him everything the old woman had said. Chibuzor was not fully convinced, but he could see the hope shining in Adaeze's eyes. "How do we even know the tree is real?" he asked. "I don't know," Adaeze replied honestly. "But we have to try." The next morning, they set out for Ojiji Forest. The air felt heavy, and the thick trees whispered as if they were alive. Even though they were afraid, they held each other's hands and kept walking. The forest was unlike anything Adaeze had ever seen. The trees were huge and ancient, with giant roots twisting across the ground. Strange sounds echoed everywhere, whispers, laughter, and even cries. It felt as if the forest itself was alive. "Stay close to me," Chibuzor said calmly. "We must not get separated." Soon they reached their first challenge. They came to an open field filled with beautiful golden butterflies. But as Adaeze stepped forward, the butterflies surrounded her and blocked her way. Their voices whispered, "You are not worthy. Go back." Adaeze closed her eyes and remembered Chibuzor's words. "I am more than my condition," she whispered. Slowly, the butterflies moved aside and allowed them to pass. As they walked deeper into the forest, the air became colder. Strange whispers surrounded them. Twigs cracked beneath their feet, and shadows moved between the trees. Adaeze held Chibuzor's hand tightly as fear filled her heart. Suddenly, a huge snake appeared and blocked their path. Its dark scales shone in the light, and its glowing eyes looked terrifying. It hissed loudly, refusing to let them pass. "Stay behind me," Chibuzor said as he pulled out his machete. He attacked the snake, but it was fast and powerful. A fierce fight followed, and Adaeze screamed when the snake bit Chibuzor on the neck. Using all the strength he had left, Chibuzor struck one final blow and cut the snake into two. But the snake's venom had already entered his body. Chibuzor collapsed to the ground. Adaeze cried as she tried everything she could to save him. She pressed her lips against his wound, sucked out the poison, and spat it out again and again. "Please stay with me, Chibuzor," she cried. Although he was very weak, Chibuzor managed to stand with Adaeze's help. They continued walking, but the poison spread through his body, and he became weaker with every step. Finally, he fell to the ground. "Adaeze," he whispered, "leave me here. You must reach the tree." "No. I can't leave you," she cried. "You have to," Chibuzor insisted. "It's our only hope." With tears streaming down her face, Adaeze ran deeper into the forest, following the whispers of the trees. At last, she reached a beautiful glowing meadow. In the middle stood the Tree of Destiny. Its trunk shone like silver, and its leaves sparkled like stars. Adaeze slowly walked toward it, her knees shaking. The branches gently swayed. "Great tree," she called with a trembling voice. "I have come to ask for your help." The branches rustled, and a deep, ancient voice echoed through the forest. "Adaeze, you have faced doubt, fear, and the test of trust. Tell me, what is it that you truly want?" Tears rolled down Adaeze's face. I came here because I wanted to be healed, to have children, and to end my suffering. But none of those things matter if I lose Chibuzor. Please, save him. Heal him. The tree spoke again. Are you sure? You have only one wish. I am sure, Adaeze answered firmly. So be it, the tree replied. Drink my sap, and your wish will be granted. Golden sap dripped into Adaeze's hands. She drank it, closed her eyes, and made her wish. The tree spoke once more. So be it. Your wish has been granted. Adaeze thanked the tree and quickly ran back to Chibuzor. She found him sitting up, healthy and full of strength. She threw her arms around him and cried with relief. What happened? Chibuzor asked. Adaeze told him everything. His eyes filled with surprise and love. You gave up your only chance to heal yourself just to save me, he said. Let's go back to the tree. They returned, hoping Chibuzor could use his own wish to heal Adaeze. But the tree of destiny spoke with a powerful voice. No one who has already made a wish or received a wish can make another one. Although Adaeze's condition remained the same, she and Chibuzor were thankful to be alive. They left the forest together. Even though Adaeze was never healed, their love became even stronger because they had faced the impossible together and never gave up on each other. Do you think Adaeze made the right choice by using her only wish to save Chibuzor, or should she have healed herself instead? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're enjoying stories like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2, because their greatest test is still ahead.